Hi, welcome back to another Terranscapes video. And once again, I am joined by my beautiful wife, Tanya.
Hi, everyone.
And we are celebrating the safe arrival of the ocean boards and their cases to their destination in Virginia. And they arrived
Yesterday.
And it has been a long journey, has it not?
It has been a long journey.
And I thought that the journey was coming to a close the last time we did a celebration video.
Which was what? A month ago?
Which was a while ago.
We don't know. I guess we could look it up.
And that was the...
Who's counting the days?
That was before my rather brazen embarking upon making some finer...
That's right. You wanted to add another element to the journey.
I wasn't done.
Well,
done
we
now.
can't drink it yet. We're supposed to toast.
To the ocean boards being finished.
Yay!
Permanently. All right.
And safely reached the other shore, so to speak.
I sweat bullets when things move.
Just take a sip.
But we're not going to talk about shipping. Just to say that it got there, and that was enough.
Well, you could talk about shipping if it went wrong.
It would not be a celebration video.
Well, if it finally got there, you could.
It would be a diminished celebration, for sure. I ended up calling the client because I was worried I hadn't heard back from him, but apparently he had left a message. And
I listened to it.
You listened to the message.
It was awesome. I actually thought that we should...
She wanted to overlay it in the video.
I wanted to figure out if there was a way we could, you know, like you listen to podcasts and they have like a little call-in piece and we could sort of splice that in. And we thought about it today and yes, it would be possible, but it was not going to happen.
And I've already spent all day shooting videos already, so.
Right.
But it was...
it was great.
It was nice to hear.
Customers very excited, said, yeah, what is that phrase? Hit the ball out of the park.
Hit the ball out of the park? Did he actually use that?
Yes, he did.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was nice then.
Yep. I listened to it, it made me laugh, made me smile. It was pretty awesome.
Well, then that's always a nice capper to a project, and hopefully it will always stay that way at the end of projects. Of course, the best thing for a client is to know that a little patience is probably...
He did say he had no idea it would take this much time and effort, and so he was pretty...
Neither of us
pretty
thought
amazed,
that.
yeah.
So now that it's finished, how do you feel about it? As you know, when I told you they arrived and you listened to that message, you know, and now you're sort of like a step over the finish line. How do you feel about it? Knowing all the trials and tribulations that were...
I think it's really awesome that it all got there. I mean, really. And all the different steps.
That it ended.
Yeah,
that was the amazing part.
I mean, maybe
it ended.
That it ended. And that you get to cast your sight forward to the next big thing that you want to do. So, look, you know, being able to put this one behind you, and you've learned a lot of lessons. And
that's actually the next question that I have
I'm
up
jumping
here.
ahead.
No, you free form. I haven't prompted her on any of this beforehand. No. So, how do you feel that I've learned from that project, if at all? You know.
Well, and you and I have talked about this, and it's very difficult, I think, for anyone who's doing sort of freelance work to try to figure out how much time is it going to take, and am I, you know, paying myself a decent wage for the work that I put in, and things like that. You know, like it's all very hard to figure out, especially because every project you do is different from the previous projects.
Right. They're unique. I'll never do another ocean board like this again.
Right. And you may have done water before.
Do another ocean set like this again.
You've done water before, and you've done rocks before, and you've done board sets before, but this is different from all the other ones. So it's really hard to judge where you're going to have difficulties. And I think as you move forward, you budget in a different amount of hours for maybe you're going to run into some sort of a problem down the road. There's going to be some research. There's going to be testing of materials, and you're going to have to figure that all out. And I think you're getting a better sense of how much time a large-scale project is going to take. And to be honest, I mean, when I do large, and they're month-long projects with students, I mean, this is hard for lots of people.
Right.
Trying to figure out.
I was just as bad at estimating times when I was teaching.
Yeah, but even for kids or for adults,
Not really, though.
trying to figure out, how long is anything going to take is very hard for lots of people.
Yeah. So in that vein, I did something I've never done before, which was to sit down and go through all my records. I've been keeping, I think, fairly accurate account of where my hours go each week, how many I spend on videos, how many I spend on Patreon, on comments, on email. And I took a look at all those numbers, and including how many hours I spend on the projects. And then I looked at the numbers for the previous two projects, the ocean board and the large island cliff that had the dwarf cave and lava and all that.
What's the one with the lights in the caves?
Yeah. And, could look at those numbers and say, how many days did it take? How many hours did that take? What did I get paid for it? And so
You're doing a better job tracking your own time.
Right.
I mean, and I think that's what many people wouldn't recognize as part of being an artist working in your own studio, is actually having to keep track of your time.
Well, and partly the motivator to do this a little more is not really having a good sense of where it's been going. So it has been a big focus of me for the last, 40 weeks, a little more actually. And
this was a year.
Yeah. Well, I only have really good numbers for all the categories for the last 40 weeks because I keep adding columns as I know they're taking up more time. I'm like, ooh, I got to break down this. But so I gave you that report. She is.
Oh yeah, I got a little spreadsheet.
Yeah, she's a bigger consultant than you might imagine, and I tried to explain how
spreadsheets over dinner.
Spreadsheets over dinner, and
as every good couple should do. Maybe, and I tried to explain what I thought my projections would be going forward for the next year, because this Elf Town will certainly take the bulk of a year, and that's the deadline I've actually contracted with the client for. And I was wondering if you felt like it was reasonable, realistic. Am I making... You want to ask that out in the open like this?
Yep. You said,
yeah.
This looks good, Mike.
Doable.
This looks reasonable. And then over the last few days, I've been getting these hints that maybe not.
Well,
you don't have to get too personal here. She doesn't shred me off camera. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But I mean, she, you think I may need to rework some of those figures to get a better sense?
I think it's important to have a goal. And I think
that's not what I want.
Yeah.
I set goals and then I miss them. That is the problem. This is why I'm trying to use data to drive my expectations.
Just like we are in the teaching environment. Data-driven instruction.
All right. So basically what you're saying is I have as much a chance of knowing what's coming as a teacher does, which is almost nothing then.
No, I wouldn't say it's almost nothing. I think that you're trying to work a work schedule that's like other people who are working full time. And the luxury of being in a stay-at-home studio, or the curse, is that there are also other things that pull at your interest.
Yeah.
Do you want to spend some time preparing your yard for the spring? Yes, you do.
And
it's good.
And Friday is going to be a really warm day. So,
it is?
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Wednesday. It's Friday. I mean, 60, which is stupid for November, but I digress. And so then I'm confronted with the commitment I'm trying to make to do, let's just make it 8 hours. How about a regular schedule? I haven't done that for a while. And then, cat.
Cat in the...
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, we might get 2 if we're lucky. All 3 of them are down here.
Yeah, that's a little bit unusual. Cats. Now I lost my train of thought. you.